His, oh, my thing is still on. Great. For the GPS.
Proceed to the route.
Oh, that's going to be annoying. Hold on. I got buddy. Probably pause there for a second. Thank you, sunshine.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the new Veterans Community Park. How beautiful is it? Before we start our program, just a few announcements. I need for everybody to shut their phones off, not just on silent, but shut them down. Our sound system is wireless, and it has a tendency to start screaming. Please shut your phones off. I hope everybody got a program. They were right at the entry when they came in. There's waters available in the white coolers. Please help yourself. I want to send out some special thank yous before we begin our program. First of all, the Markwell Police Department and Paul Garrett today. Thank you very much. A special thanks to the Markwell Fire Department. They're right over here for bringing us our historic bell that will be used in the program. Thank you folks so much. Taps today will be played by Craig Roussel. Craig is on the stage over here sitting next to Rose Kramer, who's going to be doing our vocals. The beautiful flowers that I hope all the ladies received coming in were purchased through Marco Island Forest. I want to thank them for their help and their generosity. Our sound today, which is awesome, is being brought to you by Southwest Florida Entertainment. Ken Hodgson back there. Thank you, Ken. He got here at 8 o'clock this morning to set this up. So, did everybody hear me okay? Okay, wonderful. Tom Mann, the president of All Event Rentals, for our tents and chairs. Condi Electric provided all the water that you're going to be drinking in the next hour. And a special thank you to the Marco Island Parks and Recreation Department for making this venue as beautiful as it is. I also want to thank John and Suzanne Bush, I think they're sitting over there, for putting out the 2,500 flags along Collier Boulevard. Thank you, John and Suzanne, and your committee of the dozen. It's a hard job, and we appreciate it. Thank you. People always ask me, where do the flags come from? From committees like that. So, thank you very much. And he's not a veteran, but he's very patriotic. Okay. Also, before we begin, I want to, and it's not on your program, I want to do a shout out, and I ask, do we have any Gold Star families present today? If so, please stand up. Please stand up if you're a Gold Star family, so we can honor you with your family's service and ultimate sacrifice. I'm not sure if any of them are here, but let's get them here.
We got one right here.
I also want to reach out. This is the 50th year anniversary of the last Vietnam POWs to come home. Now, we all know that they all didn't come home. But for those Vietnam veterans, that are here today.
True heroes, for sure.
Welcome home, and please stand up. To begin our program, over to my right is Terry Keogh, who will be holding the POW MIA flag, and Harry Weathers has the American Legion Post 404 flag. At this time, we're going to begin our procession of our flag bearers representing the branches of the United States Armed Forces. Representing the Army, Terry Tobin. Representing the Marine Corps, Joe Beatty.
Semper Fi.
Representing the Navy, Ron Hobson. Representing the Air Force, Richard Gabrus. Representing the Coast Guard, Robert Williamson. Representing the Space Force, Steve Moore. And the Marco Island Civil Air Patrol, Jesse Baker. At this time, I ask you to stand and please remain standing through the Star-Spangled Banner. Ladies and gentlemen, the Marco Island Police Department Color Guard.
I'm more teared up for this than the honor flight. This is Marco Island, Florida. Veterans Park.
To do the Pledge of Allegiance, I introduce past commander of the Marco Island Civil Air Patrol, Bob Corriveau.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Those from the military, proper salute.
Marco Island.
Flag is dipped, American flag is up. Please face the American flag. I pledge allegiance.
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing after the South-State Amendment. So that the goal will be a flag over us. The air crew is Major Robert Richard Fowler.
God bless all our veterans.
Farmer, co-pilot, Captain Robert Boone.
This is Marco Island.
Stand in the back seat to work with the U.S. Southern flag. On the ground, coordinating our efforts so that hopefully we will come in right at the end of the South with our radio communication session.
It's 11 in Calgary. You're welcome, Murray. God bless them all for sure. I played hockey up in Saskatchewan and Alberta, so welcome in.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Thank you, Kendall. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Does seem like an oxymoron, but it's a holiday weekend for everybody here. But thanks for joining me. There is a plane coming, I hear it. Here's the flyover right here.
We thank our Marco Island Civil Air Patrol for today's flyover, and Bob Boone piloting it. And for a little bit of history, the pilot of that plane was the original police chief on Marco Island, way back, Bob Boone. So, Bob, if you hear us up there, thank you very much.
Way to go, Bob.
At this time,
Seems
I
fitting.
invite Father Tim Maven to do the opening prayer from San Marco Catholic Church. Father Tim.
Roger. Roger that.
Let us pray. Oh God, help us. Oh God, help us to be worthy of those who have given their futures for our past and present. On this Memorial Day, we pray for all those who are May the examples of their sacrifice inspire in all of us the selfless love of your mercy. Banish violence from our midst and wipe away our tears, that we may be called your own children in truth, peace, freedom, and love. Amen.
Amen. Never forget.
As part of every Memorial Day and Veterans Day event, please be seated. We do a special salute to the missing man who belongs in that seat in front of us. It's called the POW MIA seat cover. And I'm proud to introduce Army Colonel Joe Verano, who will be doing the presentation, and the chair cover by Post 404 Army veteran Harry Weathers. Joe?
POW MIA empty chair is placed at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of American POW MIAs still unaccounted for from all wars and conflicts involving the United States of America. This is a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any remains of those who died bravely, the repatriation of those, and in defense of liberty and a full accounting of those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves for this vital endeavor.
Amen to that. Thank you to all of them.
And salute.
Part of our program today, we're going to be presenting the most beautiful wreath on our night. And the wreath is going to be carried by our first Vice Commander of the American Legion, John Appleton, and our service
CH-47?
officer, D. Ross.
Chinook? Yeah. Nice, brother. Mm-hmm. My wife used to do repair and overhaul on them.
Lot to learn.
Yeah, yeah.
A year and a half to figure out what the parts are.
Don't doubt it. Thanks for your service.
Thank you, Marco Flores, for creating such a beautiful piece. After today's program, the city manager doesn't know this yet. We're going to move the wreath down to the lobby of City Hall. So if you'd like to see it during the week, that's where it's going to be. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mike McNeese, the city manager of Marco Island. And before Mike comes up, I want to thank him for being the push start and finishing person to make the beautiful park that we have here today. Mike?
Thanks for his service too, Gish. My father-in-law was a Vietnam vet too. May they both rest in peace.
I don't know where these can get to the city hall today, but thank you, Lee. Almost 20 years ago, the people of Marco Island at a referendum voted to buy the property that we're sitting on right now. And that referendum asked them, it said, we don't know exactly what we're going to do with this property, but do you believe, as a resident of Marco Island, that it would make a good central city gathering place? Something that didn't really exist on Marco Island. And I think what happened at that referendum and what's happened since says a lot about this community and the people who live here. First, you voted yes. You said, we're willing to spend $10 million on a vacant piece of property with some future promise that it will become something important for the city. And I think the next thing that really says a lot about the community is for the better part of the next 15 years, there were discussions and arguments and proposals and plans, and draft master plans and redrafted master plans, and more discussion and more proposals and more arguments about what should happen to it. And that's a pretty Marco specific trait as well. It took a while. There was a lot of passionate opinion on what should happen on this site. But I think what's really important is what happened after that. Because once the consensus was arrived at, ultimately what happened was the park was constructed where we all sit today. And I think this park speaks very loudly to what's important to the people of Marco Island. And I'll tell you why I say that. We know the people of Marco Island love their farmers market. We know people of Marco Island love to gather. They love their concerts. They love Christmas Island stuff, which all take place right here on this property. But the interesting thing is the first part of the park to develop was none of those things. The energy of a lot of the energy of the American Legion chapter and the other local veterans drove this park to be developed. from that end, from the Veterans Memorial. And I think what this park says is, very clearly, we love our farmers market. We love our children on Christmas Island side. We love our concerts. We love our ceremony throughout Margaret. But we know you cannot separate those joys of daily life in what we call paradise from the sacrifices that were made by those who made them to allow us to have that privilege.
Absolutely.
This park is a very, very clear message.
It was there 10 years ago when we came here for the first time. That was the start of it.
All you have to do is look around. There's no separation. This isn't two parks. It's one park. And
I care.
That's the message it sends. On a personal note, I have to say a couple things. When Lee asked me to speak, very briefly, and I promise I will, today I was honored for sure, but I had an angst because I really questioned, am I standing? Why did I stand? Or what right do I have to possibly stand and speak to you all on Memorial Day? And in such occasions, I feel that I always speak to one guy. I have a very close friend. His name's Douglas G. Logan. Doug turned 80 just a couple of weeks ago. He's a close friend of mine. Many years ago, he was known as Sergeant Douglas G. Logan. He was the first lieutenant, forward infantry observer, artillery observer, as he tells it. He served with the 101st Airborne in the Central Islands of South Vietnam. And that'd be the Screaming Eagles, right? That's what he told me. So, and I always talk to Doug about these things. He always has good counseling. I think Doug's model, Doug's approach is something I wanted to share with you today, because one thing Doug likes to talk about is that there were two Douglas Logans who served in Vietnam during exactly the same time he served. About the same age, they were the same rank, they were both first lieutenants. The other Doug Logan, Douglas Alfred Logan, was also a reconnaissance unit commander. He served in the Big Red 1, 16th Cavalry, the 16th Infantry, 1st Infantry Division. These two guys had a lot in common.
Thanks, Matt.
The one major thing that differentiates Douglas G. Logan from Douglas A. Logan is G came home, and Doug A. didn't come home. And my friend has spent a good part of the last 50 years recognizing that he owes two lives, that he's living for two. In fact, he has sought out this gentleman's family, and he feels every day an obligation to honor his namesake who didn't come home. And that's always a really inspiring thing to me, and he makes a very special note on Memorial Day to make sure that he honors that guy who he never met, just happened to have the same name, who by the grace of God could have been the other way around. So in that spirit, I want to take a moment before I start my remarks to recognize a young man named Barry Lee Osborne. Barry was a 1966 graduate of Brownsburg High School, Brownsburg, Indiana. Now, the reason that rings for me is the principal of Brownsburg High School in 1966 was named Hicks. That was me. That was my dad. I feel like I thank that for it. And Barry Lee Osborne had a little brother who was a classmate of mine down in Brownsburg Elementary School in those days. Barry died on July 3rd, 1969 at the age of 21 under hostile fire as Sergeant Barry Lee Osborne in South Vietnam. And I bring him up today, circling back to my question about my standing to be here.
Thanks, Belinda.
All I can say is on this Memorial Day, I'm going to live my day today in honor of Barry Osborne and hope that I can contribute something that would make him proud, just like he's a Brownsburg.
Nice. Thanks, Robo.
So,
Thanks to Barry.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Robo.
More than 41 million Americans served in the military over the course of this nation's history. Today, 16.5 million Americans are veterans. Beginning with the Revolutionary War, 1.2 million members of the military have lost their lives in conflict. Let's read that again. 1.2 million members of the military have lost their lives in conflict. Today, Marco Island will show our respects to those who made the ultimate sacrifice. This isn't on the program, so look for it. We have a lot of wonderful people here today. Veterans, their spouses, family and friends, and patriotic Americans who care about our country. They care enough to come out, listen to a ceremony, hear some beautiful songs, but it's all about those that aren't here. It's about those that were supposed to be here. It's about those that should be sitting in that chair. And there's a lot of them still missing. And even today as we speak in Europe, there's POWs and MIAs and soldiers on both sides who are gone. I guess you ask yourself for what? I guess history will write what it's for. So far I haven't figured it out. But there are some special people here that are part of the greatest generation of this country. They're called World War II veterans. And I figured I'm not going to yell your name at you. I'm going to come out and thank you. I want to say hello to Don Mills. Thank
Way
you
to go,
so
Don.
Sal Scariano.
Way to go, Sal.
And my oldest World War vet,
Oh. Lost his mic.
I joined the Navy when
I just want to know your name.
Haskell Paul Menser.
Very much for your service, our World War II veterans. Thank you.
That was a nice touch.
That's why we're here today. In November, this coming Veterans Day, we're going to honor our Korean veterans because they are, like our World War II veterans, getting up in age. You know, how about a nice hand again for our World War II veterans? Come on.
Where's the clapping emojis? I like to see a bunch of those. He's right about those guys.
To kind of bring things into reality, our American Legion Post was formed almost 10 years ago. We started off with a dozen members that met out at the Marco Airport hangar, and a new post was formed. We had 12 or 14 members that were part of the charter, and now I'm proud to say that we're well over 120 veterans that have served, that are part of American Legion here on Marco Island.
Nice.
I remember
Flag will do. Flags will do.
when it was started, they asked me to be the commander. And I said, why? They said, you're the youngest, you'll last the longest. So there I was, thrown into the middle of a brand new post. Everybody was an American Legion veteran. It didn't matter if you were a private or a colonel or a 1 or 2-star general, you were just a member of the American Legion post because military rank has no bearing. You're an active dues-paying member. Unfortunately, over the years, time takes us away. And now we're going to do a service that we started years ago in coordination with the city fire department, that the bell, sitting right there, will be rung by Navy veteran and Marco firefighter Kurt Switkin. And normally we just read the names of those post members that have passed away in the last year. And I thought, that's not right. We can't forget the ones that came first. And so today, we're going to honor all 33 Marco Island American Legion members that have perished since our post began, up until last week when we lost one of our members. So at this point, I want to introduce the past commander of the Coast Guard Auxiliary here on Marco, Joe Riccio, to read those names, and the bell to be rung by Navy veteran Kurt Switzer. Joe?
Thank you. So let us remember and honor those past members of the American Legion Post 404. Ray Perret, Wilfred O. Gould, Harold B. Rosenberg, Kenneth G. Ellison, Harold W. Bound, Philip E. Valou, Ted Canusi, George Shirley, James Bingham, Philip G. Corolla, Michael Stapleton, John Kane, Richard Dowling, William Irvine, William H. Lang, Charles T. Perkins, Gunther C. Back, Raymond Yoder, James Cohen, Norman Terrell, Joseph G. Clark, John L. Kendall, Michael T. Gavin, Gordon J. Timmerman, Carl Hansen, Raymond Rosenberg Sr., Norman Rosenberg, Robert Roy, Richard Siska. Doug Hartman. Vito Ferretti. Jack Patterson.
May they all rest in peace. All 33.
I miss them all. Our next speaker is an Air Force veteran, served during the Iraq War. She had it tough. She was a lady that's sort of bounced around for a while. Now they're senior officers in all the branches. And I'm very proud to introduce this lady. She's a hard-working, determined veteran. Please join me in welcoming Yvette Benaroche.
Before I start, I want to recognize my dad, a 90-year-old Korean War veteran, Richard Connolly. Thank you for being here today.
Shout out to Richard. Thanks, Packer Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, fellow veterans, and distinguished members of our community, I am humbled and honored to be here in front of the community that I have called my home for the past 20 years. I moved here from my birth country of Puerto Rico with nothing more than a suitcase filled with hopes and dreams, and today I can say I am living my American dream. Only in this great country you can come with nothing and make something out of yourself.
Amen.
The United States of America is the greatest country in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But let this day be a reminder that freedom is not free. Today, as we gather together on this Memorial Day, I stand before you as an Air Force veteran and Second Vice Commander of American Legion, Post 404, to honor and pay tribute to the brave men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our great nation. It is with a deep sense of gratitude and respect that I share these words with you. Memorial Day is a solemn occasion that serves as a poignant reminder of the price of freedom. It is a time for us to reflect upon the valor, dedication, and unwavering commitment of those who have answered the call to defend our liberty, often at a great personal cost. It is a day to remember and honor the fallen heroes who have laid down their lives in defense of our cherished ideals. We need to be mindful of the soldiers who charged fearlessly into battlefields, the sailors who sailed uncharted waters, and the airmen who soared through the skies. They fought with valor, resilience, and unyielding belief in freedom. They served with distinction, ensuring the safety and security of our nation. But today, we must remember that the true cost of freedom cannot be measured in dollars. It is measured in the lives of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. It is measured in the tears shed by loved ones left behind. It is measured in the void that can never be filled and the pain that never truly subsides. Each fallen service member had dreams, aspirations, and loved ones waiting for them at home. They embodied the best of our nation, displaying courage, honor, and selflessness. They believed in something greater than themselves, and they fought and died for it. It is our duty to remember their names, their faces, and their stories. Their legacy lives on the liberties we enjoy today, the very liberties that make our nation the beacon of hope and opportunity. We must also remember that the fallen heroes we honor today did not stand alone. They were supported by families, friends, and communities. who shared in their sacrifice. It is essential that we recognize the profound impact of their loss and provide ongoing support and care for those left behind. On this day, we must also reflect on the responsibility we bear as a nation. We must ensure that the torch of freedom burns brightly for future generations. We must honor the sacrifices of our fallen heroes by upholding the values they fought and died for: liberty, justice, and equality. Let us remember that Memorial Day is not just a day of remembrance. It is a call to action. It is a call to honor the fallen by living lives worthy of their sacrifice. It is a call to serve our communities, to support our veterans and active duty service members, and to strive for a better tomorrow. As we remember our fallen heroes, let us also honor the men and women who currently serve in our armed forces. They continue to safeguard our liberties, standing tall in the face of adversity, and carrying forward the torch of freedom passed down by those who came before them. In closing, let us remember that Memorial Day is a day of both sorrow and gratitude. We mourn the loss of those who have given their lives, but we also express our deep appreciation for their sacrifice.
Well said.
Today, we stand united in remembrance, united in purpose, and united in our commitment to honor the fallen heroes of our great nation. May their memory be forever etched in our hearts.
Thanks, Karen.
May we never forget the price they paid, and may God bless our fallen heroes, their families, and the United States of America. We don't know them all, but we owe them all.
Yes.
Thank you, and God bless you.
God bless you too, man. What a great speech.
At all Memorial Day and Veterans Day programs, we always take a moment out to salute all the veterans by their branches. So we're going to do a musical salute. When you hear your branch play, please stand so we can honor you.
Hey, hey.
Airport.
Nothing can stop the Army Air Force.
Marine Corps.
Semper Fi to my father-in-law in heaven. Shout out Big Mike.
Space Force.
Nice. Thanks for their service too, Kara. Love them all.
How about that for all our troops? On a side note, the music you just heard was produced by our former sound guy, Steve Reynolds, who has moved out of the area, who had to send everything by email to our sound guy, Ted. And it did a little bit of work because it went to the Lutheran church and then they had to download, upload, and push the cookies button and all that stuff. And to bring our salute, our musical salute here today. So thank you for your hard effort. I know everybody appreciates it. I'm going to read to you. It's called The Fallen Soldier. I am the fallen soldier, sailor, airman, and Marine. Remember me. I am the one that held the line. Sometimes I volunteered. Sometimes I went because I was told to go. But when the nation called, I answered. In order to serve, I left behind the family, friends, and freedom that so many of us take for granted. Over time, I used different weapons: a sword, a musket, a bayonet, a rifle, a machine gun. Often I marched into battle on foot. Other times I rode the battle on horseback or in wagons, sometimes on trains, later in tanks or jeeps or Humvees. In early wars, my ships were made of wood and powered by the wind. Later they were made of steel and powered by diesel fuel or the atom. I even took to the air and mastered the sky in planes, helicopters, and jets. The machines of war evolved and changed with the times. But remember, it was always me, the warrior, that had to fight our nation's enemies. I fought at Lexington and Concord as our nation was born. I crossed the Delaware on Christmas Day in 1776. In the Civil War, I fought with my brothers and against my brothers at Gettysburg and Shiloh and Bull Run. I learned that we must never again divide, ever. In World War I marched on the Marne and held the lines at Belleau Wood. The war to end all wars, they told me. I just called it hell. In World War II, I fought everywhere. The beaches of Normandy, the Battle of the Bulge, the hell of Guadalcanal. I stood against tyranny and darkness from consuming the world. In Korea, I landed at Incheon and broke out of the Chosin Reservoir. They called it the Forgotten War, but I never forgot. In Vietnam, in the Mekong Delta, and the Khe Sanh and Hamburger Hill, some say my country wavered, but I did not waver ever. In the recent past, I have fought in Iraq and Afghanistan in Baghdad, Fallujah, Ramadi, Kunar, Helmand, and Kandahar. As technology advanced, I used night vision goggles and global positioning systems and drones and lasers and thermal optics. But it was still me, a human being, that did the work. It was me that patrolled up the mountains or across the desert or through the streets. It was me that suffered in merciless heat and bitter cold. It was me that went out night after night to confront our nation's enemies and confront evil face to face. It was me. Remember me. I was a warrior. But also remember that I was not only a warrior. Remember also that I was a son, a brother, a father. I was a daughter, a sister, and a mother. I was a person like you. A real person with hopes and dreams for the future. I wanted to have children. I wanted to see my son score a touchdown or shoot the winning basket. I wanted to walk my daughter down the aisle. I wanted to kiss my wife again. When I told her I would be with her until the end, I meant it. When I told my children I would always be there for them, I meant it. But I gave all that away, all of it, on that distant battlefield amongst the fear and the fire and the bullets, or in the sky above enemy territory filled with flak, or in the unforgiving sea where we fought against the enemy and against the depths of the abyss. There, in those awful places, I held the line. I did not waver, and I did not hesitate. I, the soldier, sailor, airman, or marine, I stood my ground and sacrificed my life, my future, my hope, my dream. I sacrificed everything for you. Today is Memorial Day. Remember me. I am the fallen warrior. And remember me not for my sake, but for yours. Remember what I sacrificed for you, so you can truly appreciate the incredible treasures you have. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You have the joys of life, the joys that I gave up so that you could relish in them.
Me too.
A cool wind in the air, the gentle spring grass on your bare feet, the warm summer sun on your face, family, friends, and freedom. Never forget where it all came from. It came from a sacrifice, the supreme sacrifice. Live a life that honors us, the fallen soldier. Remember us and make every day Memorial Day. Thank you.
Yeah, amen. It's really a great memorial service they're putting on.
That's a tough one. And to make things just a little lighter, I want to bring back Rose Kramer and ask everybody to join in and sing the most beautiful patriotic song, God Bless the USA.
All right, sing along, folks. You heard him.
Everybody sing along, please.
God bless your father, Beth. Ashley, I'm glad to see you in here. Hope you're feeling better, my friend.
Thank you, veterans, for your service and your sacrifice. If tomorrow all my things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
Nope, they can't take it away. It's a God-given right.
I'm proud to be an American, well at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me.
And I gladly stand up next to you and defend us till the day. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
From the plains of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee,
God bless.
across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, from New York to LA, let us cry in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say,
I am damn proud too, Greg. Proud to be because of people like you. At least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the man who died and who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her till today. There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died,
Who gave the right to me, and let me stand up.
next to you and the
Thanks, sis. That's pretty good, right?
Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Ah, patriotic. I like that. It's better than dapper. I'll get dapper for you again.
Sing that, but she's so much fun. Please be seated. Before we go into our closing prayer, for those that I didn't get a chance to thank, I'm looking around and I see people, I'm thinking, oh boy, I forgot to mention that. I just want to do a quick shout out.
We will check out the memorial over that way when we're done.
Sitting with us today, Rick LaCastro. Rick, thank you so much for all your help. Honorary Air Force Colonel, retired. Thank you, sir. To do our closing prayer, our chaplain fell ill, and I had to go to Plan B, and I called my Marine, who I knew could get the job done. I said, I need a priest to do the closing prayer, and like 20 minutes later we had it. That quick. We called Father Tim.
You're welcome,
5
Marley.
minutes
Thank
later,
you.
Called Father Chuck.
H&N.
I
Hey,
asked Father
Sesame.
Chuck from San Marco Catholic
You're welcome,
Church
Greg.
to come up and do our closing prayer. Thank
Bill's
you,
here
Father.
somewhere. One of my Bob Squad members. Where you at, Bill? Said you're wearing USA stuff, but so's other people.
I say this every year on Memorial Day and Veterans Day, and it deserves to be repeated every Memorial Day and every Veterans Day. It is the veteran, not the preacher, who gave us freedom of religion. It is the veteran, not the reporter, who gave us freedom of the press. It is the veteran, not the poet, who gave us freedom of speech. It is the veteran, not the lawyer, who gave us the right to a fair trial. It is the veteran, not the politician, who gave us the right to vote.
Mm-hmm.
It is the veteran who salutes the flag and served under the flag, who gave us the freedom to proudly wave our flags. Today we pray for those men and women who have died in the cause of freedom. They fought for the triumph of right over might. They fought for the triumph of truth over error. They fought for the triumph of honesty over deceit. Today we honor our fallen veterans, but we worship God our Father, our supreme Commander-in-Chief. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Peggy. Hope you're having a good holiday.
Father Chuck, I ask all to rise for taps. Being performed today by
This one will
musical
get me
director
every
of
time.
Michael Lutheran
Even when I
Church,
put it on my video the other day, it got
Craig
me.
Roussel.
Gets me.
On behalf of all the members of American Legion Post 404 and all the other groups that helped put on today's program, I thank you, and this concludes today's program. Thank you.
Thank you all for serving the community too. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot to you guys. All right, we'll go take a look at the memorial now. Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks. What a great event. That was a beautiful service. That was a very heartfelt, real service right there. That was a good one. You're welcome, Brian. BK. There's a lot of people here, huh? This is a new park over here. They had the memorial years ago. Thank you for your service. Appreciate it. Thanks for your service, sir. Appreciate it. Sorry. You're welcome, Beth. It's nice. There's another Vietnam veteran right here. Lots of veterans to thank today, too. Thank you for your service, sir. Thanks for your service, brother. Appreciate you. Beautiful event. You're welcome, Beth. Love these guys. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Appreciate your service.
I appreciate it. Thank
Appreciate
you
it. My father-in-law served with you in the Marines over there.
Right.
Take care, brother. They did a really nice job. So when I came here 10 years ago, that's the place we stayed at, Sunset Cove, for our vacation. First time ever in Southwest Florida. That's why we moved down here. But this was over here, the memorial right here. That's all there was, this little section over here. This is all new to me, the rest of it. Yeah, look how beautiful it is. If you saw the video of my video when we went grocery shopping at the Winn-Dixie, it's right over there on that side of the canal. So I haven't seen any of this, so this was the first for me to see. It's so great. So we get in a little, thanks for your service, Dr. Pepsi. It's so hard for me not to say Dr. Pepper. I almost said Dr. Pepper. I like Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepsi. Thanks. It was a beautiful service here. I will replay this live stream on Rumble and YouTube, so if anybody missed it and you want to watch it, that was pretty emotional. It was pretty great. We were at Marco Island, Florida, Veterans Park, Southwest Florida. Oh, that's nice. Hey, honey, where are you at? Bill, where are you at? I didn't see Bill or my wife this whole time. My wife's probably over there at the deli getting some food. So they had lowered them all. I know they're raising them all back up. I was going to ask you, where's your wife? She's here. When we first got here, I think she thought it would be more like a normal live stream where I'm walking around the whole time. I don't think she realized. She's like, I don't have to be right with you, because she wanted to like walk around and check it out. I'm like, yeah, you don't have to be right with me. And then I thought about it after the fact. I was like, well, it would have been kind of nice if you were with me. Especially if Bill comes over here. But I think Bill will be okay if he just meets me instead of her. Just kidding. Thanks, sis. It's sistery. Couldn't help myself. So again, this was here. They didn't have this many dedicated benches when I came here, but these few benches, and this was here 10 years ago, but that was about it. You're welcome, cow dog. Design. I want to. I'm hoping it's open. Our refrigerator broke, so we lost all our food we just bought, sadly. Department of the Air Force. Thanks for the rose. I did see some people giving me the Travel with the USA and some of the other gifts. I'll go back. I do see the top 10 gifters and top 10 watch time, so I will catch up with that. So don't fret if I missed it. I had ants all over my feet. And as some of you know, I'm allergic to fire ants. They thankfully weren't, but it kept creeping me out. Coast Guard, 1790. Here's Space Force. I know a few Space Force people. There's only one here, though, today. Department of the Army. That was you, right, Greg? You're this wheel defend. That's what Greg did. And the Navy. And the United States Marine Corps. They kind of go hand in hand, right? Gotta hitch a ride with somebody, right? Father-in-law always joked around about that. May he rest in peace. Department of the Navy, United States of America. Good stuff. Hey, Cindy, hope you're doing better. Alright. That's the memorial here, this part, anyways. And again, that's Sunset Cove, the first vacation place we ever stayed here on Marco Island. And now we live here. It's pretty awesome. Less than 10 years it took us to make it here. I still don't know how the heck we did it, but I think somebody's looking out for me. That's all I'll say about that. But this, I haven't seen any of this either. It's so nice. World War II vet built this. You can do, you can still do pavers too. If you want to honor somebody here, there's lots of pavers available. They have lots of available stuff. Oh. I found her. You know, I didn't think about this at the time when you were, because we, you know, typically when I go on the live, and you're like, oh, do I have to be with you? I was like, no. But then I just stood there the whole time. Did you go to the deli?
No, I was back there. So emotional for that.
I'm sure. It was emotional for me, too. But did you check out the rest of the memorial in here? Because this is all new, this whole section here. Look at this. Good, I'm glad, Cindy. I will. I will. But I can't get her on camera. That'll be even worse. So, we'll show you the rest of this really quick, and then I'll end the live. And we'll move on with the rest of the holiday. But allow you guys to read that real quick. They still haven't buried my father-in-law at Fort Custer, so it's a little extra emotional for my wife too because of that. I don't see any coins in here. Thank you for the travel in the U.S. I didn't see the last one, so I don't know where it was. Ooh. I'll scroll back up, though. Grand Canyon, nice. I've been there. I agree, Dr. Pepsi. Perfectly put. The guy had a way with words. When I replay the live stream, you guys can pause this too if you want to check it out. Fort Snelling in Twin Cities. Yeah, the Fort Custer is in Michigan. Fountain looks great, right? National Cemetery. It's really beautiful. Coins generously donated in this fountain support the Veterans Memorial. The fountain is under constant surveillance. That's sad that they have to put that, but there you go. There's your answer. It is a coin fountain. The eagle's awesome. I'll give you a better look at it. So great. Yeah, my wife does too. My father-in-law's side, they all served. Alright folks, that'll wrap it up here. Thank you for joining us today. I don't know if I'll go live later on from the beach or not, but I hope everybody has a safe holiday. Thanks for honoring our veterans that gave the ultimate sacrifice. And make sure anytime you see a vet to thank them for their service. Nice. For his basic training? That's cool, Kenneth. That's cool. You're welcome, Belinda. You're welcome, Leisha. Thanks, Cindy. Remember, don't use or drink and drive. Catch a ride. Do everything in moderation. Don't do it in excess. Those are the words of advice I can give you. I used to make the mistake in the opposite direction. You're welcome, BK. I hope you have a great day, even though you're working. I hope they at least hired one of those 2 other roles you're covering. But take care of yourself, and thanks again. It was a very emotional service. Greg, I know. It would be great. But it was real busy yesterday, so it could be pretty busy today, too. Never too much cheesecake, I agree. Alright, thanks again for walking with me and joining this service today. Remember to check the link in my bio, find my Amazon wish list, my storefront. Join me on Clapper, join the chat group so you can find out where I'm going live next and what platform I'll be on. You can also check my store there too. But there's links in the bio. Look for this replay on Rumble and YouTube in the near future, as well as my 4K content and full versions of videos. So check out the links, you can find all that stuff. Hey, Cannoli64 Mark. This was a great service here. Highly recommend checking this one out on Memorial Day at Marco Island if you're ever here in the future. Yeah, you won't need Kleenex on that one. That was a hard one for me. Ah, feeling the love. Alright, cool. Alright, well, speaking of that, I'm going to go give my wife some love. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Stay safe, everybody, and have a great holiday. Take care. God bless. Nice, Mark. Yeah, it was beautiful here. They've done a nice job with this park too. But it was one of the better services I've seen, actually. Very emotional. But stay safe, everybody. Take care. That is it. Bye.